TFA fam, welcome into the Week 11 Sunday show. Here to help you out with all of your sit decisions. Before we kick it off, I do just want to mention some of the injuries that we are dealing with right now. Inactives: Amari, Alvin, Marquise Brown was announced as inactive last night. Jared Goff, DeAndre Hopkins, A-Rob, Sterling, Shepard. It seems like Lamar is truly a 50-50 chance of playing. Apparently, he's dealing with, quote, a significant illness that is non-COVID, so we'll have to really pay attention to that. You might want to downgrade all of those weapons in that game. Elijah Mitchell not likely to play. Looks like Kyler Murray is also going to be out. Donovan Peoples-Jones, if you're looking for a deeper wide receiver play, looks like he will be out as well. But the good news, Barkley, J-Rob, Jamal Williams, Clyde, Miles Sanders, Gronk, and Latavius Murray are all expected to play today. So there is a little bit of good news here. Obviously, a lot to jump into, some exciting games to talk about as well. But let's go ahead and dive right into the questions, Kev. We have Michael Brown kicking it off for us. 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex. Let's kick it off with the wideouts. Keenan, Deontay, DK, Bateman. Okay, yes.
I'm gonna go. Well, man, this is. I'm gonna go with. Lord, Keenan and DK.
That's what I would do as well. 2 running backs: Eckler, Zeke, Dylan, Monty, and this is a PPR.
This is like an embarrassment of riches. Then I would go Zeke, Eckler. And then a flex. I guess I'm going Dylan.
Yeah, you gotta follow the touches, right? Deontay not in a great spot. Ben looks like he is going to be back. I do like Montgomery this game, but I think you still got to go with the. Obviously, Monty's going to be getting the touches as well with Dylan, but you got to go with the better offense as the tiebreaker. So there you go, Michael. That's what we are rocking with. Mr. Wong needs a safer start between the 2 Kansas running backs. Kev, any insight here between the 2? Like I said, Clyde was activated, will be playing in this game, which I think is odd considering you guys have the bye next week, correct?
Correct.
It's always weird to me when we just saw that with Montgomery last week or 2 weeks ago as well. Anyway, Clyde or Daryl Williams? I would lean Daryl Williams as the safer start. Is that what it sounds like?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think he's still going to be with between these 2. I mean, even if you look at Clyde Edwards-Helaire, his touches, whatever he was playing weeks 1 through 5. I mean, he only had 1 week where he only played 70+% of the snaps. Other than that, it was 64, 61, and 52% of the snaps. And so they were still going to, like, Daryl Williams is still going to have a significant role in this offense. And I would probably lead Daryl Williams in this one. I think he's going to get more of the pass catching work than what Clyde Edwards-Helaire, because they just have never been really committed to him, using him as a pass catcher. And he's likely would probably still be the goal line guy. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, in the 5 games he played, had zero goal line carries. And so I don't think that's going to change. I think he's going to continue to be the guy who's probably the early down back. And you're going to see Daryl Williams be more of the 3 down or the third, the change of pace. And he's going to get some drives. And he's got to be the goal line back. And he's got to be the pass catcher. So the one that's going to be more valuable is going to be Daryl Williams.
A knife through the heart. New life, Gesicki or Gronk? And then also thoughts on Elijah Moore this week.
100% Gesicki. I think it's a big bounce back spot for him, who he still was targeted 7 times last week, but gave you the big old goose egg. I think that changes today against the Jets. And then I don't know about Elijah Moore. Like, there's just so many bodies there in that offense, between him, James Crowder, Corey Davis, and so
the running backs, Keelan Cole, then you add in Joe Flacco.
I just wouldn't play him. Unless you just don't have anybody else really available to you. Would be about the only way I'd play him.
Yeah, you have to be prepared for a 0 there if you plug in Elijah Moore. Although I wish he would get more chances because with the chances he has gotten, especially recently, he's been performing fairly well. So, and he was a guy that we liked coming into the year. Tannehill or Patty Mahomes for Porter. That is going to be a clean sweep for Patty Mahomes. You're not thinking twice about that. Abraham has a question here. Joining us again. Kyler probably isn't going to play. Correct. 28 points because of the Pats defense. Play it safe and start Danny Dimes or go with Big Ben or Fields.
I mean, I don't know if playing Daniel Jones is playing it safe.
Right. Right.
To be honest, I would probably go Justin Fields. I don't mind Daniel Jones. Like, we know the Bucs secondary is not great on Monday Night Football. It sounds like they should have most of their weapons. I mean, Sterling Shepard is out. They're not going to have him, but I mean, they should have probably Kenny Galladay and Kadarius Toney, and all these guys are coming off of a week of rest. Saquon Barkley is back as well as a weapon out of the backfield. So I don't mind Daniel Jones, and he's probably much more of a negative game script. Where Justin Fields, as we've talked about this week, both the Ravens and the Bears are very two slow-paced teams. And so there may not be as many points scored in that one. So, but I do think Fields with his upside, with his legs and everything else is interesting. So it's between Fields and Jones. I think Daniel Jones probably has the higher ceiling just because of the probably the negative game script they're going to be playing in. They're going to have to throw the ball a ton. So I do think Daniel Jones probably has the higher ceiling, and I think Fields might be a little bit safer just because of his ability to use his legs.
Yeah, and the Baltimore defense is banged up as well. So I probably lean Fields as well. Unless you just need like 10 points, then maybe you just go Big Ben. I don't really see him causing a lot of turnovers, but I think this is a 100% Najee game. So like it really depends on what you mean by like safe, because Big Ben has no ceiling there, but he's also probably going to be the least likely to have a turnover.
Yeah, but the tough part is that Pittsburgh's defense is missing a lot of pieces. Like, is TJ Watt playing in that game? Because if he's out, I mean, you're missing a lot of pieces on that defense. And I would expect the Chargers, I mean, they could rack up 21 points in the first quarter on this defense. And you do that, I mean, you're going to be asking Big Ben to throw the ball 50 plus times. So, yeah, I mean, so.
Defense here for Porter: Browns, Ravens, Titans. I'm going Browns.
Yeah. What concerns me with the Tennessee is there is supposed to be rain in that game. People are blowing it out of proportion, like it's going to be some like disgusting game or something. There's like a 40% chance of rain, and it's like 8-mile-an-hour wind. So like the wind is what I really care about,
right?
And there's no wind, and so I'm not all that concerned with the weather in that game. But I've seen people talk about that game like it's going to be some bad weather event, and it's really not.
Speaking of just noticed this skipping down the list. Do I trust Brandon Cooks in the wind/rain or fall back to T. Higgs? I think because of that, like the tiebreaker, you could go T. Higgins. You know what I mean? Like they're close enough that like if you want to use that as a tiebreaker, I don't mind it.
I personally would go T. Higgins anyway.
Okay,
but I get it with Brandon Cooks. The just an absurd amount of targets that he sees. But I just think this is a really, really great spot for the Bengals this week. And I love the Bengals in this matchup against the Raiders. I think this game has, like, everybody is targeting the Chiefs and Dallas game, but like this is my favorite game to target is the Bengals and Raiders for I think it really has shootout potential.
I like that game a lot as well. Tyler Nash coming through with the Penn State talk. Love to see it. Just makes me wonder, why did we even play Roberson at all? Because that freshman looked better than Roberson. Anyway,
Mizzou won last night. We're bowl eligible now, so that's good news for the old Mizzou Tigers. We're going bowling, and love to see it because Dan Mullen last year after they beat Mizzou,
I saw that on TikTok.
Back and forth. Yeah, that he wore the Darth Vader, and then this week old Eli comes out after they beat the Gators, threw the hood up with the fucking lightsaber. I said, "May the force be with you." I was like, "That's what I'd love to see it."
Mizzou getting some swag now. Love to see it. Anyway, DPPR league here for Tyler. McKissick, Dearest Johnson, Manny Sanders for the flex, and we need 2.
I would go Manny.
I'm going Manny and DJ.
Yeah, that's probably the way. I don't know. You just never know with McKissick. I mean, he could have 10 targets.
Which is why I'm going Dearest.
Because they're going to be without. I mean, they don't have a tight end. Ricky Seals-Jones is out. Logan Thomas isn't back. I think I would go Manny and McKissick. I don't mind Dearest Johnson. I think he's obviously going to be involved in this offense, but with Nick Chubb back, but I just lean a little bit more towards McKissick.
I don't mind that either. Like you said, you never know with him. I feel so. Again, locking in Manny Sanders in this one. If you need a little bit more upside, go McKissick. A little bit more boom bust. But if you need safety, I like Dearest Johnson. I think he's going to be involved. Nick Chubb active, but coming off the COVID list, and you have to worry about conditioning and all that stuff. Then obviously in a great spot going up against the Lions. Noel needs to pick somebody up from waivers and start them in the flex. Also, Donovan Peoples-Jones definitely out. Hold on, let's start to Justin here real quick, and then we'll get Noel. Derek, always coming through, showing the love, showing the support. 2 questions. Full PPR, Davis or Ayuk in the flex?
I'm going to go Corey Davis.
Thought we were going to disagree. Going Corey Davis as well. And then Ertz or Goddard?
I think you got to go Goddard here. I don't think Kyler Murray plays in this game.
Doesn't sound like it.
And so if he doesn't play, they're now down to likely, because I don't know, because also Colt McCoy was very questionable with the pec injury. And so if he doesn't play, I mean, they're down to their
It looks like McCoy's going to play.
So of course, either way, I really don't care if McCoy's going to play or not.
Right.
It's just like I think Zach Ertz is fine, but I feel like he has a ceiling of like 4 for 50 or something, 4 for 40, right? And so
Yeah.
I feel like it's just Goddard just makes a lot more sense. And so I would go Goddard here.
Agree across the board. Appreciate you always coming through, Derek, with that super chat. Throw it back to Noel. Noel needs someone off of waivers and to start them. Callaway, Cobb, Edwards, Anderson, Keelan Cole. Or could start Pollard, but already starting Zeke. Are you doubling down on the Dallas Cowboys? Or are you going to pick somebody off of waivers and plug them in?
Yeah, I'm not starting Pollard with Zeke.
I feel like I know what you're going to say, so I'm going to say it before you. I'm going to go Bryan Edwards, but tell Noel why you like Robbie Anderson.
I don't mind Robbie Anderson, but I mean, it was encouraging to see him to get a little bit of love in the last week. Found the end zone, scored a touchdown. This offense has been so bad for so long when with Sam Darnold playing. That I think that contributed some with Robbie Anderson. I know there's the reports that PJ
weird
is going to get some work today, which doesn't make any sense. I don't buy it. I don't think he's going to. I think Cam's going to play the whole game, but so I think he's viable. But I still would probably lean towards Bryan Edwards just because I think the game script here in this game. Like I've already talked about. I just love this game. So I would go Bryan. I'm playing a lot of Bryan Edwards in DFS myself.
He's cheap.
Yeah, 4,100.
Yeah, going to go Bryan Edwards there as well for you, Noel. Porter has a running back question. This time it's Chubb or Mixon.
Why do I have to choose, Porter?
Yeah, Porter, why can't you start both? Who else are you starting?
If I had to choose, I'm going to go Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
But I love both of them.
I really like Mixon.
But Nick Chubb against the Lions, I'm about that life.
Not only against the Lions, against Tim Boyle and the Lions.
Is that supposed to be Zeke? Because I know look at the comments. Is that supposed to be Zeke? Maybe he's saying he's starting over him.
Maybe. Okay. Sake. Have you ever had sake? You probably have.
Saki? Yeah, I've had Saki.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what he's saying. If he's saying Zeke, I would play Chubb and Mixon over Zeke.
I would as well. That's what we're gonna do, Porter. Throw in both Chubb and Mixon. Sit Zeke.
But again, why can't you play all three? Do you not have a flex?
Another layer to the question. Lamar Jackson flu game. Would love to see it. Do we have like an NFL flu game?
I'm sure we do. I can't remember. There's something tells me that there has been a couple. I think players that were sick and played really well. I can't think of them off the top of my head. I think I would. I'd have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure. I'm sure we do.
SBB Steelers, Ravens, Browns defense this week. Still going to rock the Browns here.
Yes.
Much higher potential for a turnover. Not a lot of points going to be scored in that game. Uzi wants to know Hardman or Watkins.
So really quickly before we do, so he responded and said, "I do have a flex. It's either DJ Moore or Deontay Johnson. Start the 3 running backs. That's what we're doing, Porter. Yeah, because I don't mind Zeke either. He's more of a low end RB1 for me than he is, and where I have I think Joe Mixon and Chubb are more like top 5, top 6.
Yeah. Plug in the three running backs, Porter. Hardman or Watkins for Uzi. This is another one for me that comes down to boom bust, right? Like if you need the boom bust higher ceiling, you're going Hardman. I do like Watkins a little bit more, but if Lamar is out, I'm going Hardman. If Lamar plays and you need just like 8 points, I'm gonna roll Watkins. But if you need that boom bust, I like Hardman here.
The sun was like just
your future's too bright.
I know. I think I would go Watkins here, especially with Marquise Brown out.
If Lamar doesn't play,
I don't.
Man, you hate Mecole Hardman.
It's not that I hate him. I just
you hate him.
He's just so like he doesn't have he doesn't have a ceiling. I mean, he hasn't shown any ceiling. So, I mean, I would probably go Watkins. If Lamar's out, I would go Hardman. But if Lamar's playing, I would probably go Watkins.
Another Penn State guy rolling through, Eric Trant. How do we feel about Clyde's production for the rest of this season? Committee or will CEH reclaim position? You kind of already touched on this. You're expecting Daryl Williams to still be heavily involved in the.
I think it'll be a split. Like I think there's weeks that you'll see CEH kind of like he has, where it'll be like 60-40, and it could be there's other weeks where it could be a little bit closer than that. It's just like I've said, like it's not. Like I don't think CEH is dead, but either like he's probably going to be the lead back, but it's just not going to be to he's not going to see the amount of opportunities that he probably was. Like he was seeing about 65% of the opportunity shares. There's no way I can see them with the way that Daryl Williams has played. And they've been far more apt to give Daryl Williams the targets that
get it.
They never would give CEH.
I don't get it.
And so it is wild with that. But yes, for me, it is 100%. It's I think both of them are involved. I would not drop Daryl Williams. I think Daryl Williams makes for a decent flex option the rest of the season.
For CHB, always rocking with us as well. Lockett or Deonta Foreman in the flex. Started both Stevenson and Damian because YOLO. We both like Deonta Foreman this week.
I like Deonta Foreman a lot too, but I think if you're looking for, because now since you started both of them, and neither one of them did great, both of them were very, very, very average against the Falcons. I think you go with Lockett here. I think Lockett has 40-point upside, and that's what you need to kind of make up for a little bit of that. So I like Deonta Foreman a lot today, like a lot. But I would just prefer Tyler Lockett just because of his upside and his ceiling.
Agreed there. Another question here from SB. Tony, Ayuk, Claypool, Jamal Williams. We need 2 in a full PPR.
Man, that's I'm gonna go Kadarius Toney.
Yes.
And then I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Claypool.
Just worried about the game script for the Niners.
Yes. I don't think we're gonna have to throw the ball as much. Sorry, I just saw in the chat someone said just heard Lamar will not play. I was trying to see if there's any verification on that.
I kind of figured that's what was going on,
but I have not seen anything to verify that. Unless Adam Schefter tweets it, I don't believe it. Because Ian Rappaport is the stone cold worst. Like everything he says, it's just like just expect the opposite to be true.
So Tony and Claypool for SB.
Yeah.
Abraham says Latavius Murray on waivers. Have Najee Jones, Monty, wide receivers, Chase, Brown, DJ Moore, Waddle, Myers. Should I drop Myers for Murray?
No.
I don't think you need that. I don't mind dropping Myers because he's kind of just been solid, right? Like he's not a guy that you're going to be starting, especially over those receivers. But I don't like Murray. You're definitely not starting over those running backs. So keep Myers there. What if we take out Jamal Williams and throw in Jeff Wilson?
Tony and Wilson.
Okay.
Fantasy Life app, Lamar. Fantasy Life app saying is Lamar out. I didn't know they were. I'm aware of the app, but I still have not seen. I still keep refreshing, looking to see if we're getting anything. So Schefter has yet to tweet it.
So you're bringing this up a little bit earlier, Kev, with you were asking about TJ Watt. Noel is saying Watt, Hayden, and Minka all out.
Shouldn't you know this? You are the authority of the Steelers. You're wearing a Steelers hoodie right now.
Yeah, you're wearing a Santa hat. Doesn't mean you know where fucking Santa Claus is.
Oh, I do too.
Zach is fired up for today. Let's go. Should I start Carr or Tua if Lamar is out? We both like Tua in this game. I like
Tua too. That's not. But I also really like Derek Carr, and I just feel like I could see this game being a little bit more back and forth, where I could see. Like, is it crazy to you that the Dolphins are only 3-point favorites against the Jets? Like, feels like they should be a lot higher than that. Especially as bad as they played. But I would go Carr.
Chat, you're going to need to break the tie here. I like Tua in this game. The thing that worries me with Carr is just teams have been keying in on Waller, especially with the lack of Ruggs. So now you're looking at Renfro and Bryan Edwards. So I just lean Tua there in a better spot. Not that the Bengals are shut down by any means, but we know the Jets are horrid. Another question here for Polo 2K. Devonta Smith or Michael Gallup at wide receiver 2 spot in full PPR?
Okay, so I did see from Josina Anderson, she did say, I'm told Lamar Jackson is not doing well enough to play per league source.
Interesting. Just came through. Lamar is out
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Now it's all right.
There it is.
Just want to make sure. I can't be trusted in Fantasy Life app. With my breaking news. So, but with that being said, Lamar Jackson is out. Tyler Huntley season now, baby. Fire him up in DFS.
Yuck.
Hey,
Devonta Smith, Michael
he
Gallup.
balled in preseason.
Devonta Smith or Michael Gallup?
Devonta Smith.
Marcus joining us on Facebook. Fields, Hurts, or Ben? So let's start there. Hurts.
Yeah.
And then we need 3 of these in a PPR. I'm going to assume that's the Ernest, Elijah Moore, Gronk, Knox, Gallup, Marcus Johnson.
So.
Gallup?
Yes, for sure. Is that Deontay or Dearness?
Ooh. I was assuming with these names, it's probably.
I'm assuming that's Deontay because
I'm going to start whatever D Johnson that is.
That's got to be Deontay. So if that's Deontay, I would go Deontay, Gallup, and Knox.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, regardless of even if it's D'Ernest. And then defense: Philly, Raiders, Minnesota.
Probably Philly, but I'm going to say this now. Chicago defense is 1,000% now in play, for sure.
Yeah,
and only $2,500 on DraftKings.
I think Carolina is what, 2,700?
Yeah.
I like Carolina. All right. Tam rocking with us. Need a flex and a half PPR. Cooks, Jeff Wilson, Gallup. Interesting group here.
I'm going to go Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, gotta follow the touches. I do like those 2 wide receivers this week, but
I'm sure Shanahan. This will be the goddamn week that they that all of a sudden like, hey, let's see what Trey Sermon can do. Let's just give him 30 touches today.
I was looking up some stuff earlier, and I saw somebody tweeted Elijah Mitchell could have 3 fingers amputated, and he still wouldn't give the ball to Trey Sermon.
Yeah.
V. Locken, Gibson, Wilson, Pittman.
I'm gonna go with Antonio Gibson.
I'm gonna go Gibson as well. The touches last week were very good to see. Good to see him get all those. Like I said, the 2 touchdowns saved his week for sure. But you were touching on this, Kev. Jeff Wilson against the Jags. You would think that's just a smash spot, but the Jags have actually been pretty good against the run. So it's obviously not a bad spot for Jeff Wilson considering the injuries they have. But it's not as good whenever you're just looking at the matchup against the Jags. On the Karn, do I still go with Gaskins, Terry, and Devonta over Daryl, Devonta, and Gaskins? Starting CMC and Diggs, sitting Pittman.
So essentially, it's between. Are we going with? Yeah. I said we'll go with Gaskins, Terry, and Devonta. Assuming that's Devonta Smith.
I think he does have Devonta Smith.
Yeah, as long as it's not Devonta Freeman. Then yeah, I would still go that.
So basically, we're not switching out Daryl Williams for Terry McLaurin, is what that comes down to.
Yeah, I would start Terry McLaurin over Daryl.
Smokey the Cat, Bateman, Deonta, Gallup.
I'm going to go Deonta Foreman and Gallup.
Yes. Ah, man.
Well, it was a great run. Made it through 11 weeks. That's the worst that a tie would knock you out.
Yeah. Especially with the teams that Last Fish still had in the holster.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate you holding it down for us over there on Twitch, Last Fish. I think you're the sole reason why we have any sort of interaction on Twitch. So if there's anything else we can help you out with, if you want to get into DFS or anything like that, let us know. We can help you out there. Xenon started Damian Harris, Ingram at RB2. At flex can start Barkley or Deontay Johnson. Michael Carter chilling as well.
I would swap Barkley for Ingram and play Deontay Johnson over Ingram.
Yeah.
I mean, with Big Ben back, that was kind of the concern. Like, because if it was going to be Mason Rudolph, then yeah, I mean, that really lowers Deontay. But with Big Ben back, I think he is going to see a lot of targets. And like I said, like I feel like this Chargers team is going to be able to score pretty easily against the Steelers team. So they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. I don't mind Mark Ingram. I think Mark Ingram is fine. But this is also Mark Ingram missing both of their left tackles. And so I know it's a decent matchup against Philly, though I will say Philly's run defense has been a little bit better the last couple of weeks. Yeah. And so with all that being said, I would just go Deontay over Mark Ingram, and I would start Saquon. I know there's some concern, well, Saquon, is he going to play? But I would expect him to play.
Agreed there. Raylan, A.J. Brown, or J-Rob?
Ooh, I like both of them this week. I'm going to go James Robinson.
Who do the Jags have?
49ers.
The Niners. Is this Carlos Hyde revenge game?
Yeah.
Man. I'm going to go A.J. Brown. But I do like J-Rob this week as well. AJ Brown for me. James Robinson active, but does have like that additional injury this week. Like I said, like would it really surprise you? I jokingly said Carlos Hyde revenge game, but would it really surprise you if he got a couple handful extra touches than usual just because it's Urban Meyer?
Jesus.
Hawkinson with Tim Boyle at QB or Dan Arnold against the Niners? Say it. Say it. Do it. Say it.
I'm going to go Dan Arnold.
Let's go.
One thing that I will say, though, is as I was like looking into Tim Boyle once they was named starter, have you seen how bad that man has been? And like it is absolutely a miracle that he's actually in the NFL, because you would think that he was maybe like a prolific passer in college or something like that, or whatever, or maybe he played for like a D2 school. No, he was fucking terrible in college, and I have no idea what dirt he has on somebody to be able to actually be in the NFL. In his career in the NFL or in college, he has one passing touchdown on 13 interceptions in college.
Goat.
So 3 years, he threw for 1,200 yards, one touchdown, 13 interceptions. And then he transferred to a D2 school and was just as bad there. And somehow he is in the NFL. You have to love that. I mean, I truly, truly appreciate whatever happens today with Tim Boyle. I don't care. The fact that he's in the NFL right now is a complete mystery.
Gives all of us hope.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I should have went a little bit harder. Maybe I could be out here slinging the rock.
Karn in another league needs 2 wide receivers and a flex. Let's start with the receivers: Mike Williams, Gallup, Davis, Bateman, Robbie, Anderson.
So 2 wide receivers, we're looking at Mike Williams and Gallup.
Yep, and then we need a
flexing
flex.
Gaskin.
Okay, and then trade question here tagged on at the end. Someone offered DJ Moore for a Carter.
Yeah,
Carter
I
would
think
be
I would
giving
do
up Carter and getting DJ Moore.
I would do that.
All right, Kev. I'm going to let you read and go through this. I'm going to go back up to where we were since this one is directed toward you.
Walito with the $10 holler. Appreciate it. Got these 2 lineups. I would like to know which one do you prefer? I'm guessing this is DFS. Wilson, CMC, Dillon, Lockett, Higgins, Gallup, Komet, Swift, Jets D, or Tua, CMC, Mixon, Waddle, Cooks, Gallup, Komet, Dillon, Bears D. Komet, same, Gallup, same. I like that first team better. Yeah, I like the first team better.
I can't believe Walito has a lineup that doesn't have both Cooks and Swift. Shame.
Though I don't hate Walito possibly jumping off of Wilson and playing Burrow in that same lineup. And then since you have Swift, I know I'm like completely destroying your lineup here, but and then swapping out Swift and getting up to Darren Waller at tight end and swap out Komet for Waller and then figure out something with that last flex spot. I like that better.
Boom. Walito, hit us up in the Discord. Son? Raylan, Brady, Swift, Eckler, Reek, AJ, Evans, rest of season, Robinson, Hunt, Clyde, Miles, Manny, Renfro. Yeah, it's a nice lineup.
Yeah, I think that was just a flex by Raylan. Just like
just
come here and flex.
Tell me how good I am. So if we go off of Bateman with the Lamar news, Traquan or Mecole?
I'm gonna go McCole Hardman.
Said that with such vigor. I think Walito was answering a question. Moore or Tony, full PPR for Big BS?
Tony.
Tony as well for me. Russell or Tua?
I'm going to go Russell.
Same for me there. Smokey the Cat. Alejandro thanking us for the trade advice. Who would we flex in a non-PPR? Foreman, Sanders, Bateman. If Lamar plays, Lamar is not playing. Foreman or Miles Sanders?
I'm going to go Foreman here.
Yeah. I just don't know what to expect from Sanders in his first game back with the committee they've been running out. So Foreman for me as well. The Fantasy Gurus podcast. Monty or Ingram at the flex? I'm going to go Monty there.
Yeah, I'm going to go Montgomery.
The Ravens are missing. They're missing somebody on their defensive line. I can't think of. The name is escaping me right now. That's going to help out Montgomery. I can't think of the name, but they're missing one of their defensive lineman starters. That should help. Sanders or Josh Jacobs. Assuming that's Miles, I'm going to go Josh Jacobs there. Rookie. Absolute rookie. Amateur hour. You're muted.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? And look, yeah. What is this, amateur hour? Yeah. I'm gonna go Josh Jacobs.
Gibson or Wilson?
Jeff Wilson.
Hurts or Tua?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts for me as well. Evans or DJ Moore?
DJ Moore. Or Mike Evans, sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
Whoa. You said that so quick. Yes, Mike Evans. 2 wide receivers and a flex for Alejandro. Evans, Diggs, CD, Devonta Smith. Oh, wow. Boy.
So I'm going to go CD and Diggs with this one.
Who are you flexing?
A.J. Dillon.
Yeah, I don't like sitting Evans, but for A.J. Dillon, that's the right move. I think we already got this one. Robbie Jeff Fries, long-time listener, first-time caller. Yeah, I've never seen Robbie around these parts.
Yeah,
thanks for joining, Robbie. I hope you're subbed to the channel. Please hit us with a sub if you're not yet subscribed. Need 1.5 PPR. Bateman, Daryl, Foreman, Sanders.
I'm gonna go Foreman.
Deonta Foreman for me as well. Robbie, also, we do have a link for the Discord. If you'd like to join the Discord, we can help you out in there as well. Pollard or Alex Collins?
I'm going to go Alex Collins.
Yeah. God, that's gross. Thoughts on Cam Newton? I typically don't like to stash 2 quarterbacks unless you've just been streaming the entire year, which in that case, if you have, you can stash him. I'm not looking to start him this week just because I want to see it first. We have to remember that if he didn't have the double-digit rushing touchdowns that he had last year, like, he would have been absolute dust for fantasy purposes. Obviously, the better weapons here this year than he had in New England, but I'm not rushing out to start Cam Newton. I'm in a wait-and-see approach with him. Trevor Hammer on Facebook, Daryl Williams or Miles Sanders, PPR. I'm going to go Daryl Williams there over Sanders, just for this week.
Yeah, I'm going to go Daryl Williams.
Jay Rosa, would you start Corey Davis this week? Don't really have options on my bench with bye weeks. Handcuff running backs available. Should I pick up Sterling Shepard? Sterling Shepard's out. You could pick him up. Depends on what handcuff running back you're going to drop him for, or drop for him. But yeah, I think Corey Davis is a fine play this week. I'm not worried about the matchup. The thing I'm worried about is Joe Flacco. But if you don't have any other options and you're only looking at handcuff running backs, Davis is still going to be your best bet. With Lamar out, Alejandro needs a quarterback. Tua, Danny Dimes, Cousins, Fields, Newton.
I'm going to go
Tua. Good housekeeping. Raylan, Drake, Stevenson, Madison, Pollard, Ty Johnson, Jordan Howard, rest of season.
Well, I mean, I would guess, for me, I guess it'd be Ramondre Stevenson, I guess, but
it would be Pollard for me.
Oh, absolutely. In terms of ceiling, no doubt. But I would rank them just without accounting for an injury. It would go Stevenson, Pollard, Madison, Drake, Jordan Howard would be last. or I guess then Ty Johnson. But.
Yeah. I'm assuming he's not going to need any of these names to start, so that's why I would go Pollard over Stevenson, but it would be those two clearly ahead of the rest of the pack. Nathan Larson, full PPR, Claypool or Bateman. We're going to go Claypool here with the news of Lamar being out. Jeff Wilson or J-Rob?
James Robinson.
I'm going to go J-Rob there as well. Big Truz just acquired Brandon Cook. Should I play my new toy or start Lockett? Ooh.
I would go Brandon Cooks. I think if you're shooting for ceiling, I would go Lockett. Yes. But
Brandon Cooks is a safer play for sure.
Yeah.
Carter, J-Rob, A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon for you as well for me, assuming. Dillon over J-Rob. Wentz or Fields. I'm going to go Fields there. I'm making that same decision in one of my leagues, Graham. So I'm going to rock Justin Fields. Here's a random question, baby. Favorite season of the year?
Yeah, I would say it's fall. For sure. I mean, that's what football is.
Let's take that out. Weather-wise, what are you rocking with?
Fall.
Still going fall? I'm a summer guy. Thank you, Raymond. Robert Ruiz. Gaskin or Jeff Wilson?
Myles Gaskin scares the shit out of me. But anytime you ever have to go all in on Myles Gaskin, you hate to see it because he is so volatile. But I'm going to go with Myles Gaskin.
Gaskin scares the shit out of me, and that's why I'm going Jeff Wilson. But again, I always get this wrong. I have never gotten Gaskin right this year. I've literally never gotten him right. So with me saying Jeff Wilson, it probably is going to be the Gaskin week. Kicker question here for CHB. I literally don't know the teams. Sanders is what? Dolphins, I think. Who's Zane play for? Is that Cardinals, maybe? I honestly don't know. CHB, in any of the leagues that I have kickers, I just pick one and play them all year.
Panthers.
Panthers, okay.
Shit. So for me, I think that when it comes to kickers, I always want teams that I feel like that has the highest upside to score. And that's going to be Miami. So I'm going to go Jason Sanders here.
Fine by me. Gator Mike, should we expect another great week from Debo versus the Jags?
I mean, yeah, he's been on such a heater. I would say, yeah. I mean, I don't, it's a great matchup, obviously.
And like we talked about, the Jags have quietly been pretty good against the run, and they were just getting decimated in the passing game. So, you're not sitting him,
right?
We'll put it out that way. Deonta or Ingram? I'm going Deonta.
Yes.
Another kicker question: Tucker or Tyler Bass?
Tyler Bass.
Sure. AB, bench one in a non-PPR. Ingram, Foreman, Swift, Sanders.
Bench Sanders.
Agreed there. Tyler, drafted Hawk, picked up Dan Arnold after he got traded, never looked back.
Dan Arnold is the man. I love Dan Arnold.
How good does it feel, Kev, honestly?
It feels great. I held the line, on Dan Arnold for years, and now he's coming through for people, I've been here. So a lot of other people probably like, who's Dan Arnold? But I've been here for a long time.
You have. I don't like to give you credit, but credit where credit is due on that one. RD has a defense question. Bills or Cards?
I guess Bills. I don't love either one of them, though.
Yeah, I don't love either one, but I prefer the Bills here in this spot.
Because I don't really know. Like, are the Bills like defense? Is it actually really? Are they actually an elite defense, or have they just been victim of being able to play a really soft schedule?
I think a combination of both.
Yeah,
I
because
do think
there's like something, and I'm not saying like the Bills aren't any good. Like I think the Bills are going to be well into the playoffs. So that's not really my argument. But there's some of these teams that I'm seeing like some like the Patriots, for example. I'm seeing people like talk about, oh, they could go to the AFC Championship. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. The Patriots are not that good. Okay, can we just throw that out there? Like, I don't know. People are all excited about the Patriots and all over. I've seen a lot of people like, look at Mac Jones and his incredible completion percentage. Yeah, he has an average depth of target of like 2. So, like, of course, I would hope that you have a high completion percentage. Anyways, I digress.
FIFA flow, Gesicki or Schultz.
Gesicki.
I do like Schultz in this game, but Gesicki the much clearer path to targets. Bateman or Ingram with Lamar being out.
I mean, I don't mind. I would probably go.
I'm going to go Ingram.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. It's probably a safer option anyway.
No, not a lot of time for Huntley, obviously, to be able to get reps in. Who knows what kind of reps he saw with Bateman? Like I just Ingram, we know he's getting touches. No Kamara. Obviously, the 2 tackles being out does not bode well, but still going Ingram there. Could potentially see as many targets as Bateman in that game if we're being honest. Galladay or Devonta Smith for double M.
Devonta Smith.
So for me as well, FIFA flow with another question: will we consider starting Carter over Swift,
No,
or over Justin Jefferson at flex?
No, no.
No, keep that as is. Definitely not.
You could also make a case that it could even be. I mean, not that because it's not like Jared Goff has been great, but
Yeah,
I think you
FIFA
can also make
that.
a case that you're going to see a lot of dump offs to the old. But that's why also I don't really mind TJ Hockenson this week because I mean I think that a lot of times when you see these quarterbacks that come in like this, they really rely on the tight end, to get open, and those are the guys, them and the running backs, see an uptick in targets because they're just, they're not going through the progressions, they're not trying to read the field, they're one play, boom, if it's not there, they're dumping it down, and so that's I don't so I'm not worried at all about that.
Are you worried about Barkley being limited? Would you plug in Collins or Claypool over them?
No.
Knox or Gronk? I'm going to go Knox.
Yeah.
Mooney or Devonta Smith for Uzi?
I'm going to go Mooney. I think it's actually, with Lamar being out, I think it actually helps Darnell Mooney. But I think Devonta Smith is definitely probably the safer option.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go Devonta Smith there because of that. I mean, you Kev, you were touching on the slow pace of play from both these teams. What do we see now? You know what I mean? Like, this might potentially be the slowest, most painful game of the season. Mark has 2 questions here: Tua or Cam. We are going Tua, Collins or Foreman.
Foreman.
Deontay Foreman for me as well. Is that the changes you were talking about, Kev?
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Okay. There you go. Ayuk, Beasley, Landry, Pollard, McKissick need to.
I'm going to go Ayuk and and Landry.
I'm going Ayuk and Beasley in that matchup against the Colts secondary. Donovan Peoples-Jones looking like he is not going to play, Bruce. So would you sit Bateman for Elijah Moore with Lamar being out?
No, I would play Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, still going Bateman over there. We finally answered Bateman.
Yeah, Donovan Peoples-Jones is out.
Yes. Herbert over Rodgers for Brah.
Yes, I would probably go Herbert, yeah.
Wilson or Daryl Williams?
Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson for me as well. Thielen or Lockett? CHB asking for a friend.
I'm going to go Lockett.
Lockett for me as well. Andrew rocking with us. Happy Sunday. In the flex, Wilson, T, Jacobs, Thielen, Mooney. I'm going to go T. Higgins.
Yeah, I am too.
Especially in a PPR, I like that matchup for T and that game for T more so than I do Jeff Wilson. But Wilson would be my number 2 option there. Flex question for Tim J. Do I start Devonta Smith with Hurtstack or J-Rob? So do you like J-Rob or the Slim Reaper? I will go... I'm going to go James Robinson there. The matchup for Devonta Smith doesn't bother me, but I like the touches and the targets for J-Rob.
Yeah, I'm going James Robinson, yeah.
Gesicki and Tua, should I start 2 Dolphins for Alejandro? Yeah, I think that's fine, especially in this matchup. You're not going to be worried about it. We like Tua, we like Gesicki, we like both of them together. We need 3 running backs here for NFL NASCAR Fantasy Live. Mixon, Zeke, Dylan, J-Rob. Who are we sitting?
I guess I'm sitting James Robinson. I mean, because I'm starting Mixon, starting Zeke, and I can't sit A.J. Dillon.
Yeah. Agreed there. It's a nice group. Any value for Jeff Wilson after this game?
I mean, if he goes out and has a really big game, yeah, I think he definitely can. I mean, Elijah Mitchell's going to be back. I mean, he was close to playing this week, so I wouldn't be surprised if he returns next week. But yeah, Jeff Wilson definitely will have some value here in this offense. So, and I don't mind looking to go out and trade him.
Yeah, absolutely. Ronnie needs us to sit one. Ingram, Foreman, Monty, Daryl Williams, full PPR.
Sit Ingram.
Sitting Ingram as well. Alexis Cezanne. Should I start Cam Newton or Wentz at QB?
I'm gonna go Cam Newton here.
I'm gonna go Cam as well. Alexis, is there anybody else you could potentially look at grabbing off of waivers? I don't necessarily love either of those. I would go Cam if that's your best option though. Kittle or Kelsey?
I can get Kittle from free agency.
Yeah, Porter has crazy options in free agency. I'm relatively sure this is probably like a 6-team league.
Even still.
Yeah.
It would be you stay with Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
No, I mean I don't think you have to. I mean I don't think Sterling Shepard's not going to come back and be some sort of game changer or anything like that. And so no, I wouldn't. I would hold. Not that I think that. I mean, you could drop some of those like I don't mind holding Sonny Michel. P. Ryan's not a bad handcuff either. I think those are all, decent handcuffs. But, if there was but if I'm dropping him, I want to drop him for probably another handcuff or something better than that. I mean, if you absolutely had to, but like I said, Shepard's not even playing this week. And so, he's going to be there next week regardless.
Yeah. Random question from Porter coming through this time. I mean, Kev, do you actually have to answer?
I don't. Yeah, I don't really think I need to answer this, but for me, it's 1,000% Christmas. And I I hate Facebook, and literally all my Facebook is literally every once a week or once every couple of weeks. I just literally throughout the entire year, only thing I post is a Christmas countdown, and that's it. That's literally all I do.
My God.
All year, all that's literally it. You can look at my timeline on Facebook, and literally it's anything that comes from me that I post. It's just the Christmas countdown, and that is literally it. I don't post anything else. No pictures of my kids. Nothing. Just a Christmas countdown.
Mine is July 4th. That is my favorite holiday. Just the time of year, the food, the beers, the outside, all that. Foreman or Gaskin for William Juarez?
Gaskin.
God. Yeah, Gaskin. Gaskin. Deonta or Devonta?
Deontay.
Hawk or Uzo?
This is where we're at. TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, we go TJ Hawkinson. Here we go. Gesicki or Arnold?
I'm going Gesicki, even though I love Dan Arnold. But yeah, I'm going Gesicki here.
Gesicki for me as well. Fields or Tua? I like Tua.
Yeah.
Newton or Jimmy G? I'm going to go Jimmy G. I want to see Newton for a week.
I know. I'm going Newton.
Jimmy G is certainly the safer option.
I guess. I mean, look what Cam Newton did in just two. I mean, he barely played last week and scored 2 touchdowns. So, I'm going Cam.
Renfro, Devonta Smith, Debo, pick 2, touchdown only with bonus points for 100 yards.
Debo and Devonta Smith.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to go as well. I do really like Renfro in this game, but with those scorings systems, Renfro to get over 100 yards, not a great bet. Whereas with Devonta Smith, we could see him turn Marcus Lattimore around. So, and then same thing for Zeke, Mixon, and Chubb. Oh my God.
I'm going Chubb for sure.
Yes.
And then, oh man, this is tough. So the 100-yard bonus, I just feel like Mixon is probably a little bit safer in the 100-yard department. And I think they're both equal in terms of what their touchdown upside is. And so I'll probably go Zeke or Chubb and Mixon.
Yeah. Who does Cam improve when he starts today?
The entire offense.
Everybody.
I mean, yeah, I think so. Like I said before, I'm really truly interested to see this as for the next couple of weeks, and I want to see really if they can get Terrace Marshall going as well, their second round pick, who just got injured with a concussion and just I don't know. He did score a 2-point conversion last week, so that was that. But yeah, I think this is a big bump for somebody like DJ Moore.
So here is Alejandro's lineup. On the bench, we have Evans, Sanders, Devonta Smith. Are we plugging them in over anybody here?
Who's Reed?
That's what I was just trying to figure out as well.
I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, Alejandro, let us know who you mean by R-E-E-D.
Maybe that's supposed to be Reek? this supposed to be Reek? Like Tyreek?
Maybe.
Oh, CD. Oh, okay. Never mind. That makes more sense, actually.
If I would have said Reedy, I think we would have gotten there. Yeah, I think you're keeping that as is.
That's so tough. But yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Emi needs us to pick 2: Higgins, Bateman, McLaurin, Ayuk.
Higgins and McLaurin.
Yep. Josh Gator fan trying to trip us up here. A lot of variables. We need 2 in a full PPR. Bateman, Mooney, Tony, Higgins, Claypool.
Higgins. And Tony.
Who'd be third there for you? Claypool?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was torn between as well. And I'm also going to agree with you. Higgins and Tony for me, especially with Shepard out. Thielen or Waddle for Allen?
Waddle.
Yes. I like Waddle there as well. Would you trade Cook and Sanders for JT? And yes. Yes. Cook and Sanders for JT and Mixon? Yes. Cook and Sanders for JT and Chase? Yes. Cook and Sanders for JT and Swift? Yes.
JT for Michael Carter? Yes. Look at all of it's yes.
Yeah. All right.
Jonathan Taylor's playing on such a different level right now that not that I don't mind, not that I don't like Dalvin Cook, because Dalvin Cook is still really good in his own right. But Jonathan Taylor is just playing out of his mind. And so if I can get Jonathan Taylor, I want Jonathan Taylor. And I don't think Miles Sanders will necessarily going to kill you to get rid of. And so, But if you can add JT and Mixon or JT and Chase or Swift,
right.
Absolutely. Tell them whichever one they want to throw in, you're accepting.
Yeah. Let them think that they are getting the best of this one here. If you had to choose, who do you want? Pick your fighter.
Probably, I don't know. It depends on if I needed, if I was desperate and really needed a wide receiver, I would probably go throw Chase in there with getting JT. But if I can get another running back, it's going to be probably Mixon. But it's really close between him and Swift. But I would just slightly lean towards Mixon. But if it's full PPR, maybe I move a little bit closer to Swift. But
yeah, Alejandro, I really don't care.
Yeah,
just put all those names in a hat, pick one out, and I'm fine with any of them. Higgins or Wilson?
I'm gonna go Higgins.
Higgins for me as well. Porter's favorite beer is root beer.
He set it up. His name sets it up so perfectly that you could have said any porter.
Yeah. Or anything with hops too.
I mean, and then we go root beer. Hey,
Whatever floats your root beer float.
What about you, Cody? I feel like you're gonna have some sort of IPA, some sort of
an IPA.
Yeah. I don't drink that much anymore. I did a lot of drinking in my early 20s when I was in the Navy. Oh, he's a kid. Okay, well that makes more sense. That is not. I didn't factor that part of it into it. Oh, and he's 11. Well, Porter, definitely don't be drinking. Okay, so why would you ask us what our favorite beer is at 11 anyway? Okay, we don't
just for the punchline, I think.
Yeah.
Root beer. I do enjoy a good Barks and Mugs every once in a while.
I mean, a root beer float. I mean, who doesn't love that? I mean,
I don't. Oh my God, Dustin, why are you doing this? So this is the TD only 100-yard lineup. Taylor with a tough matchup. Chubb is still locked in.
And then Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. Cooks over 69 receiving yards.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. I think that line moved up a little bit. I think it was sitting at like 67 and a half, 68 and a half. But yeah, I like Jermaine. If this isn't just for like a underdog or a thrive kind of thing, if you have all the props available, I do like Brandon Cook's catch line at 5.5, a little bit better than the receiving yards. I think the receiving yards are still good, but I do like the okay, so of course Walito hasn't said a damn thing for 20 minutes, but here's Cooks and knows the lines at 66 and a half. It is up to 69. Like I said, I do like the
I'm telling you, he gets notifications anytime the word Brandon or Cooks is spoken, and then the same as DeAndre Swift.
Interesting. Not familiar. Not familiar with Betcha. Gonna have to check that one out. Ryan on Facebook, Elijah Moore or Jarvis Landry?
First of all, that's a great picture. Great picture. Love that. But anyways, Jarvis Landry.
Landry for me as well. Any last minute questions? Go ahead and throw them in here. We do have some lineups to tinker with ourselves, but we are committed to staying until 12:30 if we need to answer all of your questions. I'm just going to throw up Adam Schefter here, see if we have any other news.
Oh, okay. It's like Prize Picks.
Okay. I kind of assumed that's what it was.
So I guess we got a few minutes and we don't have any questions. Let's talk about this really quick. It's the same thing that I always try to do. It's a practice I try to do myself, to go through and kind of look at like a last run of who's available in waivers, before the games happen today, and try to get ahead of whatever the waivers possibly could be. Obviously, you're just taking dart throws right before lock. So if you have a roster spot where like somebody that you're good to go, like so maybe you had Donovan Peoples-Jones and he's out, well, you can drop him because nobody's picking him up. Like you're not losing him. He's not going to go out and kill you today. So is there any players off the top of your head that like for me, like it still kind of remains like Salvin Ahmed still remains the guy that I kind of have some interest in if something were to happen. I wouldn't mind adding him because he is one. I mean, it's even possible if Gaskin kind of struggles early that that all of a sudden Ahmed gets more opportunities in this game and he could explode. But I do like adding him as kind of like a speculative ad. Khalil Herbert, I will continue to say him. I think he is always an option.
I think just to see there's not a lot to go off. There's nothing that makes you feel great about this one. But we do know that Pete Carroll loves himself some Rashad Penny. He did say that he plans to get him more involved this game. He would like to see him succeed. He would like to see him more involved. So I think just, like you're saying, Kev, someone you can just drop, kind of see how they do. You know what I mean? Like if you have that spot where you can drop a Jerry McNichols or, Donovan Peoples-Jones, that kind of thing. I think you could pick him up and see how he does. And that's how I was able to get, this same thing with Jeff Wilson. I was able to get him ahead of the waiver ads in the listener league because I was looking around. I saw JaMychal Hasty was out. Nobody picked him up. It was on Sunday. I was like, well, let's see what happens. And now, now here we are. So I think that is as a name that would come to me.
What are we looking at?
No, I was just scrolling through I thought maybe you were on mute. I couldn't see. I was looking at
You're
ESPN's.
sitting there.
Yeah.
Uzi, DFS Chubb at 9K. I'm assuming you must be talking about FanDuel because I do not play on FanDuel. I only play on DraftKings, which is 7,800 over there. No, I don't think he's necessary, especially at that price tag. There's a lot of value today, but I also think there's a lot of trap value today too. And so I know last week the value kind of hit, whereas this week I just think that there's still players that are a little bit cheaper, like AJ Dillon. But I do like if I like in terms of the value, I like Deonta Foreman a lot. Like I'm playing a lot of him today in DFS, and I am sprinkling in some Jeff Wilson as well, and I'll have some Myles Gaskin and stuff like that. But that's kind of where I'm looking at. Foreman's a lock for me at 6,200. Yes. And Uzi, come over and check out the DFS show. We record usually every Thursdays. This week's gonna be different. We're actually gonna go live this week on Tuesday night for the Thanksgiving Day slate, which is one of my favorite slates of the entire year. And we'll record that Tuesday night with the boys, and it's always a really long show.
And Uzi, I know Uzi.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I know Uzi joined the Discord as well. So there's a couple of us outcasts that do play on FanDuel. So you can always throw your lineup questions in the DFS subsection of Discord.
Yeah.
Titans against the Texans or Browns against the Lions. I'm going Browns. Like I know the Texans are the Texans, but it's not like the Titans have a great defense. They put Bud Dupree on IR. So, someone who was supposed to be a big boost to their pass rush has not worked out for them. I'm going the Browns here.
Yes.
You have a Super Bowl prediction?
I'm going to go with Chiefs and Packers.
Rams, Bills. Appreciate you coming through, Tyler. Appreciate the kind words. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Porter. Can CMC hit over 120 total yards versus Washington? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. I like his. I mean, again, this doesn't really affect Jermaine, but receiving total on FanDuel and DK is at like 46.5. The GOAT, there he is. Happy Thanksgiving. Stuffing for everyone.
Oh,
Kev,
no.
you're not a stuffing guy, are you?
No.
What a shame. That tells me you've never had a good homemade stuffing. Although my wife's family calls it dressing.
Yeah, some people call it different things.
I didn't know that was a thing until the first time I had Thanksgiving dinner with her family. Yes, they call it dressing instead of stuffing. Stuffing is fantastic. In a standard league, Hawk or Goddard. I'm going Goddard.
Yeah.
Porter threw out Cards and Bills for. Did I miss anything from Gator? I don't think. No, we didn't.
What are they doing?
I'm going to leave up this $20 holla from TN, the GOAT, the absolute ghost.
It's interesting.
The 101.
I hadn't seen it because we've been live, so I didn't see the inactives. And Salvin Ahmed is inactive. So apparently it's going to be Gaskin, Patrick Laird, and Duke Johnson.
Oh, so I saw that Duke was called up. I did not know why. Interesting. For NASCAR Fantasy Live in a non-PPR in the flex, Patty Fry, Jeff Wilson, Ayuk, or Anderson. It's going to be Jeff Wilson.
Yes. Yeah.
My 2 QB league, Murray out, starting Fields one of my QBs. Would you rather start Flacco or McCoy? Okay, that's what someone picked up McCoy. Would you start Flacco in a 2 QB league?
I mean,
this is the issue because this isn't a super flex. I think Gator has to start 2, so you don't really have a choice. So you take a 0 or, you know what I mean? Yeah, so if Flacco is your only choice, it's Flacco.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, Flacco is like competent enough that he could get you like 15, you know, if especially in a really negative game script, we're gonna have to throw the ball a lot, which is every week for them. But I think you could.
Uzi, drop the lineups in the DFS chat. I'll waste some money, especially after football season's over.
I love NBA DFS. It's so much fun, but it's so much work because every night you have to be there at your at ready when it comes to last hour right before lock, in case anything changes, because one change can absolutely change the entire, so it can change the slate. And so it's just so much work with NBA DFS. Like if you have the time to commit to it, NBA DFS is amazing. One of my, in terms of just DFS, probably my second just favorite day to play DFS is the NBA DFS slate on Christmas. Like I love that's a lot of fun too. Just throwing in all these lineups for Christmas Day DFS. So that's always fun too.
Robbie Anderson or Beasley? I'm going Beasley here. Cav, are you plugging in Robbie?
Yes.
I like Beasley in this matchup. The Colts are giving up, I think, like the 5th most passing yards, but they have limited big plays. I think that bodes well for Beasley and Knox today. Komet or Uzuma? I'm going Komet. I like Komet in this matchup. No A-Rob.
I agree.
Ravens aren't great against tight ends. I like Komet there. Finish second Monday. All right. Uzi, drop a lineup in the DFS chat. Let me copy off your homework. Let me take a peek-see. I would like to get into a sport where I'm just watching just to watch. I love NFL, but with fantasy, I'm always okay. All right, I feel like I'm not necessarily forced to watch, but it's not I'm not getting much entertainment value as much because there's always something going on, whether it's my own fantasy team, whether it's paying attention for our content, things like that. So I would like to pick up a sport where I'm just I have no rooting interest, not worried about content, not you know what I mean, where I'm just watching.
I will say but on the flip side of that, with DFS, I think it makes sports more enjoyable to watch because I could tell you for NASCAR, for example, because I play a lot of NASCAR DFS, generally from Daytona 500, usually through Memorial Day, a little bit through after that, and then I'll switch over and start. That's when I really start preparing, getting into digging into other. But playing NASCAR DFS, I will watch an entire NASCAR race. But I will tell you, if I don't have any, if there's no DFS, I will never watch it. And so, it just makes it more interesting, right? So I will say that there are the positives to DFS as well.
Boswell or Gano? I literally don't. Who does Gano play for? Giants.
I would probably go Boswell.
Yeah, just go Boswell. Sure. JC, Corey Davis, Patty Fry, Anderson, Montgomery at the flex.
Monty
for me. Corey Davis would be second. Appreciate the kind words. All right. Looks like that is going to wrap it up. Got some other DFS talk going on in the chat right now. We are going to be live tonight for the first look at Week 12 waivers. So if you want to join during the yes, 100%, 100% TN for sure. But like just to have something like I'm not like, or like don't have like any like real attachment outside of some money in a DFS game is what I'm.
Like, and Uzi brings up says something about NBA DFS so much more stressful. I don't know, Uzi, if you've ever played NASCAR DFS, but that sweat is like on anything that exists, because your lineups can go from like NBA, you really can't go like the last 5 minutes of the night, right? And you go from first to last, because in NASCAR DFS that is 100% in play. You could be on the last lap of a race, and your lineup could be in first, and you could end up not cashing. It could be the opposite is true as well. If a big wreck happens on the final race, there is no more race that or any sport that is more stressful than NASCAR DFS, because it's just so damn. There's so much variance. It's so volatile of how one little thing happens and your entire lineup is wrecked, or you go from my day's done to having a great day. It's completely insane with NASCAR DFS, and I will say I am looking forward to next year. They are bringing back practice finally again and qualifying, because that made it almost impossible to know anything, because you just had no idea. I know we've went on way too long about NASCAR DFS, but I absolutely love NASCAR DFS.
Wrecked him. Damn near killed him. It's going to wrap it up. Like I said, live tonight during halftime of the Sunday night game to give you the first look at waivers. Join the Discord. Don't know if the link is anywhere here, but we'll drop it in here and into the chat as it starts to wrap up here. Appreciate you guys. Good luck this week. Good luck on everything, all your DFS that we've been talking about, all the props, everything else. Appreciate you guys rocking with us, and we'll talk to you all soon.